did. I think he missed it by about 2 minutes. But, you know, I really appreciate your work. Thanks.
The fun around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the water.
So hello everybody, welcome, glad you're here. This is the 4th stop on the First Friday Art Walk at Eco Sleep Solutions and Gallery. Hope you have a good look around and see all the beautiful things here. Okay, and then sponsor message. Tonight's Art Walk is sponsored by Shelter Care. Yay, Shelter Care. A local nonprofit hosting its 6th annual fundraiser and art auction on May 19. Proceeds will help homeless families regain their independence. Visit the Barn Light, which is just a short distance from here, between 5 and 8 tonight for details and a chance to win tickets. I have the pleasure of introducing CEDAR Caredio, who will be present. He's here. He won't be present, he's present. And you see his beautiful wood pieces around here. He's going to talk to you about those and show you where everything is, I think, and probably what inspires him, maybe. Okay? Yeah, have at it. And Stephen White is also here. Stephen, where are you? And he's going to show, they've done some collaborative work together, and then Stephen's work is around here too. So I'm going to hand this over to CEDAR, who will inspire you, I'm sure.
Great. Thank you. Before we get started here, I want to thank Jim and Donna, who are the owners of Eco Sleep Solutions. Yeah. As our city loses places for artists who show work, they've been a steady for many of us, so appreciated.
Okay, let's pause and thank them for doing
that. Yeah. Okay, let's see, on to pieces. Inspiration, nature, a lot of birds. I love bird watching and always have for many years, and my wife and I get to go to Findlay and some of the Fern Ridge and see a lot of the wildlife birds. And not just birds, but flora and fauna, place is so important. And the Pacific Northwest is just a real special place. After taking a cruise up to Alaska last summer and coming back, I just kind of got the scope, a little bit bigger scope of the area we live in, and it's just remarkable. The wood I use, a lot of it's reclaimed wood. It's indigenous wood from this area. The cedars in particular, western red, yellow cedar, and also Port Orford, which is only found here in Oregon. So I'll collect wood on the, go down to Bandon after a storm and pull in some logs and stuff like that, which is a lot of fun. And Stephen's here, and I don't want to keep him. So Stephen,
right over there.
We worked on a piece. Well, first off, the story goes that I was working on these herons. It's over in the corner here. And after working on these dancing herons, it's in western red cedar, I kept looking at it, and Stephen and I have been friends for several years, and I've seen his gorgeous lamps for a long time, and I thought, oh, this has just got to be a lamp, and I phoned him up and said, Stephen, you got to take it from here, and so I'm going to let him take it from there because he knows the story better after that.
Well, I was totally thrilled when CEDAR contacted me and said, let's collaborate, because it's actually the first time in my 50-plus year career that I have collaborated with another artist. And I was unclear in the beginning as to what I was going to do, so his beautiful sculptures sat in my studio for a couple of months at least. And I knew one thing I didn't want to do was just put a lamp on top of it, which would be somehow a logical thing to do, but not the most creative. So my inspiration, I think, came more from Art Nouveau. And when I kind of got into that mode, it just developed. It just began to create itself in a sense. And it's a very unique piece because it's a collaboration, and it's unique in my genre because I've never done anything like it. And thank you so much for asking.
Thank you. From my end now, a couple of months went by, and Stefan finally phones up and he goes, "I've got it! I've got it!" After several sleepless nights, and you know how it just kind of nags at you, and so it was great. It was wonderful. And collaboration on that theme, because I think for me that's probably the most important thing at this time in my life. There's an artist on the stairs, Mark Andrew, and Robin as well. And Mark is a sculptor and has been for 40 plus years. We won't give him your age, Mark. And he works in stone, bronze, and wood as well. And he's been a real inspiration. We're in the same studio with Randy Ortiz. And Randy was here earlier. I don't see Randy right now. Okay. But the collaboration and the just being around that kind of creative juices is extremely symbiotic and synergistic, and all those words. Pieces like, I look at this one alabaster piece, and of course I always run it by Mark, and so what do you think, Mark? Would you do this? Nah, I wouldn't do that. Or yeah, sure, go for it. So that it's on a daily basis. It's really great and fun and extremely helpful. But this piece, Randy, there's a lot of metal work, and that's Randy's work. So, that kind of collaboration is, it's magical, and I just really love it. So anyway, that's kind of, we're at 299 Garfield. We have a large old school studio. It kind of looks like a turn of the century European cement floors with falling down cedar walls, no heat in the winter, but you know what, we have stones and we're working this and that, and we definitely invite people to come and see our work, and we're planning at some point, Mark, is that right? Fall show. And so we're getting geared up for that.
Fall show and workshop.
That's right. So feel free to come by. We're good?
Yeah.
All right.
But stay here because I'm going to see if anybody has any questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask about his work or? Yes.
Can you point out which ones are yours?
Yeah, well, let's see. Pretty much all the wood and stone carvings, sculpture, so all the bigger pieces, the mask, the helmet masks, the wall piece, this large piece, that one, wall pieces here, mask there. I kind of get into series, so I'll do, especially if I'll do series of pieces, so like the helmet masks, I did like 5, and these standing kind of pieces, Northwest woods, I guess, flora and fauna with some kind of bird, that I highlighted, a pileated woodpecker, just beautiful, love them. And the owl, which that one is a great gray owl, cascades. And the challenge there was to sculpt it, but the final challenge was to make it camouflage, to kind of fit in with the background. And I'm not a painter, but it was fun. I felt like a painter. And I used wood dye and a little bit of, that one, it was primarily wood dye with just a little bit of acrylic, like the eyes and stuff. Once again, Western red cedar, and I do sometimes highlight with copper. It's just Northwest, it's a Northwest thing, it's the native people here used a lot of cedar and they would use copper, and I'm influenced by that place once again, so it's a lot of fun that way. Another piece in the back, that's an older piece, a water bird with stone. I do use stone a lot with wood. I'll inlay sometimes semi-precious stones, sometimes shells, that one piece there. So I do use numerous things. Day of the Grateful Dead has a little bit of glass in it. I really want to have started piercing through more and trying to get the light through it, and you know, getting some inspiration from people that are experts on the theme. So that's kind of the journey, yeah.
Back across the wall.
Oh yeah, back across the wall. There's a few pieces. That was a piece of driftwood and given to me by a fisherman in Newport. So I had to do the scene of the killer whale chasing the salmon with the person swimming. And so yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Thematic place, Northwest, using materials here.
So since I seem to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe artists that I can see in the room,
Yeah.
I would just ask the question, so what would you like from your city to support the arts?
Louder.
Reopen the Jacobs Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
You have to talk to their board about that.
Yeah. Or well, they were talking about at one point the post office.
So I can tell you that
Yeah.
I'd love to keep it. So the answer to the Jacobs Gallery is that's a decision that was made by their board. The answer to the post office, I want to tell you, I love the post office. I love the piece of art in it. I love the whole thing. I went all the way to DC to talk to the post office about it, and they said we're not selling. But when we do, we're going to get the highest price we can get. And I said, well, will you at least give us first? And they said, no, you'll get a notice just like everybody else. So I think it means we need a change of administration, or not administration, but change of Congress is what I would say. Because that's what's behind how those departments are run and the philosophy behind them. Just to be, I'm not being political at all. I'm just, and I am not able to reveal anything, but there are several things cooking. Some downtown and some between town and Whitaker. There's several things cooking. So there's some good, you know, I make this joke about things sometimes when you keep going, we need more energy around the arts. I want something to go, and it gets too quiet for a long time. And then I think the answer is I should have threatened closure a long time ago. Then everybody would have gone crazy, and then we would have had some more action and steam around it. Because I think that's what's happening right now. Is people are, of course, it should be very upset about losing some of the things they really care about, and so they're inspired now to get busy, and so I'm hoping out of that will come the next evolution in the arts in the city of Eugene. So thank you for being here.
Caredio.